barely go to plan, but next week's wedding in Walford is expected to be more explosive than most. Whitney and her beloved Callum, halfway, highway, are preparing to tie the knot. So the question is, will his affair with Ben threaten their happy ever after?
This and her are two completely different things. Whitney means the world to me, and right now that is all that matters. This, whatever's happened before, it is over. Because I ain't like you, Ben. And right now I've got a stag do to go to.
You missed coward. You say you love her, right? She means the world to you. If that's true, how are you going to stand there tomorrow and marry her on a lie?
Oh, Tony Clay, who plays Halfway, is here now. What is happening for Halfway?
It's all going on. It's absolutely all going on. Yeah, so we've got all sorts. We've got stags, we've got a wedding. We've got,
so the stag and hen party's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow night. But of course, next week, it's all about the build-up to the wedding.
It's all about that, yeah.
So will he make it up the aisle? Will Whitney make it up the aisle? Will the entire congregation survive it?
Listen,
because apparently someone might lose their life at the end of this wedding. I mean, I can't make this up.
I couldn't possibly say. But next week is all the sort of build-up. It's really sort of... It's a lot of drama, as you'd expect. It's an EastEnders wedding. It's really... Yeah, there's a lot going on. We see a lot of Callum sort of struggling with what's going on. It's all sort of coming to the fore. I think it's something that he sort of thought, I can push this away and we'll be OK, like, you know. And then now the big day is we're getting there and yeah, we'll start to see that unravel throughout this week.
And I know how cautious you're trying to be there to not give anything away.
Not trying to give anything away, yeah.
But we see little moments where we know that there's doubt, certainly for Whitney and various friends and everything else. The love letters from Chris, of course, which were discovered. So there's lots happening there. So we know this is not going to be plain sailing, clearly.
Of course, yeah. I don't think it ever will be. But that's the excitement as well, you know. And that's, I think, for the viewers, I think this week and next week, there's so much that goes on. And it's so... I've seen the episodes and they're really, really great. I'm not just picking that up, but but it's really, really special and lovely to be a part of as well.
No, of course. I mean, you've had such an impact in EastEnders. I mean, your first episode involved shooting Danny Dyer, didn't it? So,
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much more intense than that.
Yeah, that's sort of one way to come in. But I think, yeah, that was such a mad day. I remember showing up and being like, hello, everyone, you know, like Steve McFadden and Danny Walters and Danny Dyer. And now it's like, right, and then shut the van and now open the van and shoot Danny Dyer. And I was like, brilliant. So that's
welcome to the
welcome to EastEnders. But yeah, it was a lovely way. And from day one, like, everyone's really sort of looked out for me and we all really get on. And it's so lovely. It's a really lovely place to work.
Yeah,
really
well, we know that Kate Oates, who's the big boss now on EastEnders, I mean, the original plan was never this storyline for Callum. It was potentially for you and Whitney to get married and kind of live happily ever after.
Of course, yeah.
But obviously, your character, I think, has really grasped imagination from the fans and you've been very well accepted and they wanted just something a bit grittier, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, you know, the bosses and everyone are always looking at what the fans say and their input and stuff like that, and it's really important. But I think when I had that chat with Kate, it was just that there was more to it. There was layers to this character, and I think that the sexuality aspect really sort of it clicked. And the minute she said about it, I was like, of course it does. You know, it's a boy that comes from a fairly broken home. You know, has had a dad that's constantly put him down. He's never really fit anywhere, and you know, and being in the army and everything else, he's always sort of thought, where's my place? Where's my place? And now he's sort of got to an age where he's starting to come to terms with who he actually is. Yeah. And, you know, that idea of being like, oh, I've got to get married, I've got to have a kid, and et cetera, et cetera. It's actually about being true to himself and happy with who he is.
Yeah, so and it's a big storyline for you to take on, I suppose. You felt a certain pressure to play it the right way.
Massively, yeah. I think, and a responsibility as well, you know. And I think it's, when you're given a storyline like that, you want to handle it with care and you want to, you know, represent the people in the right way, and I hope that I'm doing that, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, you and Max Bowden are very good friends, actually, in real life, so I suppose that makes it slightly easier, doesn't it? Because it's very intense scenes together.
Of course, yeah, and long days, and you're sort of working with each other, like, quite a bit. You're on top of each other a lot of the time, and it's... that can make an impact, and if you don't get on, that could, like, sort of jar things, but we really do, and I love working with Max. He's such a talented actor and a giving actor, and it's really nice. And I think, yeah, there's a lovely chemistry there. And, yeah, I'm really happy.
And you talk about beard rash. I find that great.
Yeah, well, that...
yeah, you know.
Naturally, you know, we've both got a little bit of stubble going on, so just lots of moisturiser and makeup. So.
Yeah. Are you loving being part of EastEnders and what it means, obviously?
Yeah, massively. And I think, you know, it's a show that you watch when you're growing up, and to you know, for years everyone goes, oh, when are you going to be on it, etc., etc., and you're like, yeah, well, you know, I never know. And then now, and all of a sudden you're on Lorraine talking about it and everything else. and it's such a joy, and it's a real sort of, the part now has so many different aspects to it, and I really, really enjoy it.
That is, of course, if you survive the wedding. So getting back to this, which we've seen in various papers that someone is going to lose their life potentially, because, like we say, no wedding's going to go calmly in EastEnders, is it? So it's clearly going to kick off next week. Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's an EastEnders wedding. There's going to be lots of drama, lots of suspense. You know, we've got Patsy coming back as the anchor.
The anchor is back. How good is that?
That was special for me. I was like, this is mad. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
that's when it gets real, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. That's when you feel like you're like, I've arrived now. But yeah, she's lovely. It's just great episodes. I can't give too much away.
No,
and that's the excitement as well. And I think for the viewers and stuff as well, I think it'll be exciting to see it all unravel.
Of course it is. You play it so brilliantly. And like we say, tomorrow 7:30 is the stag and the hen party.
Yes.
The preamble to everything that's about to kick off next week. No, it's great to see you. It's clear you just love it. I love the fact you're enjoying it so much and being part of it. Yeah, good to see you. Thank you very much, Tony. Dr. Hillary's got the latest health headlines after 9. And up next, it's the inspirational story of one mum's fight to save the life of her severely epileptic son. First, though, we have a prize worth over £100,000 up for grabs this week. Here's Andy.
Good morning.